Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so Aquarians, let's go ahead and take a little peek and see what we got. Aquarius, we have the World in the reverse and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. I would say that we have either somebody saying, I don't want this to be over, but I know that someone doesn't love me anymore. King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is sure still in love. Where's Aquarius in all this? Is this the story of a King of Pentacles? Four of Cups and High Priestess. This could be that Aquarius imagines that the King of Pentacles is actually moved on with another person and they're bummed out. And they're like, I just know that they're so happy with somebody else. And it's, it was all an illusion and they're happily ever after. They're staying with some other connection. They're, why did I even think that, maybe we were going to get back together? I don't want it over, but, they've moved on with somebody else. It could be that Aquarius believes that. Aquarius is with the High Priestess, though. It's like, I can sense it. I can feel it. Let me just ask, why does Aquarius first off believe that the King of Pentacles, is happy with somebody else? Ace of Cups. Maybe the King of Pentacles does show that they're madly in love. Maybe they are married. Maybe they are having kids with somebody. Why does Aquarius feel like it's a bummer that that king is with somebody else? Because they're saying, because I was heartbroken. I was betrayed. It stings that they've moved on with somebody else. The World, because I thought we were going to get back together. It is always hard if we see somebody like move on, especially when it's like, but I wasn't over this yet. And I actually still wanted this again. But let me just ask this. Why is Aquarius heartbroken? And I'm not asking Aquarius. I'm asking, like, where's the heartbreak really coming from? Page of Pentacles. Because I wonder if there was conversation, there was dialogue, but it was left really murky. The Sun in the reverse definitely left really murky. And I think that Aquarius didn't get satisfaction out of this. I don't know if they got strung along or if they didn't get satisfaction out of this and they didn't get clarity. Ace of Swords. I definitely feel like maybe the real reason Aquarius was hanging on to this is because it's like, where was the truth in all of this? I'm so confused about what their intentions were toward me. I'm so confused about, we never really had a solid, truthful dialogue. Okay, so somebody didn't handle things very well, did they, with Aquarius? This King of Pentacles, I don't know. I'm feeling very protective over my Aquarius right now, saying if they were murky, if they didn't give, there's Aquarius. Look, I'm sorry, but Aquarius is too good for this person. I'm just going to say it. Aquarius deserves so much more. And I say that because Aquarius is the star. I kind of, and I hate to say it so rudely, so forgive me for sounding like a jerk here, but I'm still trying to find the right words. Aquarius as a star is way up high. Aquarius is freaking fantastic. And Aquarius was feeling like they wanted to be with a King of Pentacles, but the King of Pentacles, they're not an emperor. They're not a major arcana. They're not on the same level as Aquarius. Aquarius is kind of pining for somebody that, and this is why I keep hesitating to say, because I don't want to say it because it sounds so rude, but somebody that was, I just want to say not at their level, at several rungs lower in their maturity. Kings are wonderful. I don't mean to insult the person as much as it sounds like I am right now, but Aquarius is, this kind of like celestial being. Aquarius could be extremely special. They may be a starseed. They may be somebody that has a very profound connection to the cosmos. They're showing up in their own storyline right now. Aquarius has their own, kind of unique individualistic spin on life as well. Both of these cards that showed Aquarius, well, actually all three, we see Aquarius as somebody who's got like a little bit of I don't know, like they push boundaries a bit with, even their look, their style. They have their own unique everything. And I'm wondering if the person that the King of Pentacles chose is like a little bit run of the mill, a little bit. I hate to say it, but I don't think that they would have been exciting enough or interesting enough in the long term to keep Aquarius even attracted. I know it hurts now, but I just don't think that this person would have been someone that is unique enough, independent thinking enough, fun enough. Maybe this King of Pentacles, their version of happiness is going to be like, oh, we we take these photos where we pose, and then we post them, and every year we do a Christmas card with our recent vacation that we took, and it looks shiny and perfect. But Aquarius might be somebody who's like, oh gosh, I'm too busy experiencing life than to do all the photos and to show people at Christmas time to make them jealous about what I did throughout the year. I'm actually busy like in the moment, and the places I go are not necessarily like my version of vacation. Might be more of an adventure. It might be something a little unique, something that not everybody would gravitate toward. I'm picturing that like Aquarius could be the kind of person who has hobbies and interests that totally break the mold. I mean, here we've got somebody who's kind of like, I always look at this as like Beetlejuice kind of costuming. And so this is a particularly interesting card. And I kind of love the fact that they did this, but the entire deck jives. Everything in this deck is very realistic imagery until we get to the star card. And now we have this cartoon, like manga type of art that completely breaks the mold of all the other more realistic imagery. And so this card stands out in the whole deck to me, almost like a completely different artist did it, but I think it was intentional to show that this is the star. This is one in a billion. This is, an independent. This is a unique energy here. And I'm just thinking, I don't know, I could picture our Aquarius having interests that are broad, are interesting, maybe a little gothic. It's like, oh, when I take a vacation, I like to go to ghost hunt in haunted houses. And, I'd like to go to some castles in England, not just for the history, but, obscure particular people that lived there. And I'd like to, walk in their path. And every year there's some festival, and it commemorates, a great, whatever, ancient alchemist who worked in the castle dungeon. That could be the kind of holiday this Aquarius would prefer, not necessarily let's go someplace where we'll be dressed in all white and we'll be very shiny and everyone will see us with perfect hair. I'm just saying, and I don't mean to knock this king. I'm so sorry that I'm doing that, but that's what it sounds like, oh, Aquarius is better than them. They're just different. But I do think that if Aquarius is coming across as this kind of like, even here, like now her hair is like pink and, in pigtails, and she's got some tattoos and some body art here. And she's kind of in like a kind of unique, like maybe like an indie coffee shop or something. Everything here just keeps saying Aquarius is so different. They're so unique that I don't know if they could have conformed to be in a relationship where they were expected to conform too much. So although it hurts Aquarius to feel like, wow, I'm watching this person move on and have their happily ever after and their perfect life, and I didn't really get closure. And in fact, I might have been kind of confused about how come it wasn't me. I just want to say, because I think Aquarius outclassed them. Aquarius out intellectualized them. Aquarius is like, I'm sorry, but I think Aquarius's perfect person is somewhere off in the cosmos still. Yeah, there we go. Aquarius needs to step into their Empress energy and realize that on this planet, Aquarius is looking for somebody really special, somebody who can match them, somebody that would be, I could even picture Aquarius meeting somebody from a whole different place in the world, completely different, somebody who's probably, in this case, possibly also an air sign. Could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Could be somebody that is extremely sharp-witted, They could be a little older than Aquarius. Aquarius might want, I don't know, I keep thinking that this is somebody in like England or Britain, or somebody who has like ties to history, historical places, somebody who lives in a different part of the world than Aquarius is from, somebody that they can like really have engaging conversation. Everything seems intellectual in this storyline to me for Aquarius, and possibly more international and more broad and more travel and more history and all these different things that I think Aquarius deep down is hungry for. And I don't think they could have had that with the King of Pentacles. A King of Pentacles is going to be rooted in one place. They'll take the same vacations to the same, what do you call those? The timeshares. They're not going to go trekking to castles, or at least not this one. This king wasn't going to go trekking away to castles and having like wild adventures and doing really unique things. They're going to be more rooted. They're going to do kind of the same things. This Aquarius, very different. And I think getting together with an individual who could, I don't know, just have a lot more interesting things to say. We have the Tower. If Aquarius can open up their mind just a little bit and realize that perhaps they have been set free because this person didn't choose them, it means because the King of Pentacles maybe has moved on for their happily ever after with someone else. And although that could be like, they married that other person. Okay. Is it Yvonne Ferris who sings Should Have Been Me? I hope I quoted her name right. Miley Cyrus covered it too, but there's this great song, It Should Have Been Me. And maybe that's how Aquarius was feeling. But in all honesty, it shouldn't have been Aquarius. Not in this story. If Aquarius realizes that I've actually been set free, because what if that person had chosen me instead? What if they said, yeah, let's get back together, instead of them going off and meeting somebody else that they'll, have lots of perfect photos with? I kind of think Aquarius would have been kept in a gilded tower. They would have been confined. They wouldn't have been able to express themselves, to do the things that they really want to do. They might have had to sacrifice all kinds of travel, and they might have done it for love. If they really love that King of Pentacles, they might have been willing to subdue their uniqueness or individuality. They might have skipped a whole bunch of really great conversations just to instead, be the person sitting next to this King of Pentacles. But I think that would have worn on Aquarius. And I think Aquarius, the sooner they realize that they've been kind of liberated, that maybe the King of Pentacles is now off the market, they're officially all booed up, but it also frees Aquarius to realize, okay, so it's not them, it's somebody else I'm going to match up with. It's somebody else that might be a lot more like me. It's maybe time for Aquarius to look and say, wait a second, let me write it down on paper if I have to. What kinds of things do I like? Versus what kinds of things did that King of Pentacles like? It could be very different. Like there might not be any crossover on those two categories. So would I really have matched with them very well? No, I probably wouldn't have. In fact, if I could pick anything, choose anything for my life, what would I choose? And I think, what kind of traits would Aquarius most value in a partner? It says they would value somebody who's really intelligent, somebody who can talk to them, teach them new things, somebody they can maybe converse with, even argue with, somebody that is really, really truthful also. And remember, although we didn't dive too much into it, Aquarius was left kind of baffled by that King of Pentacles. And they didn't quite get truth or closure here. They didn't quite know what was going on. Truth and straightforward communication seems to be highly prized with Aquarius. And so I just got to say, in almost every category, I keep seeing that king wasn't the right person for Aquarius. And it's kind of a real blessing that they didn't end up with that person. Sorry, look, I tell the story that we get, good, bad, or ugly. I'm a fictional storyteller, not a psychic. But I will say, in this one, I am so cheering for our Aquarius. I'm so glad that Aquarius, with as unique as they come across in this storyline, I'm so glad that it looks like this is such a blessing that they don't have to sacrifice any of their own unique identity to end up in a connection that might not have been right for them. So I'm always wanting the best for our characters. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you do enjoy my style here on this channel. I really appreciate you guys being here, and so grateful to you guys for helping the channel to grow by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. All right, take care. Bye for right now.